89 degrees. All of a sudden, it's gotten a little hazy out there. I checked the air quality map, and if you notice a bit of smoke or haze in the air, you're not imagining things. It's not horrible air quality, but for the first time in a couple of weeks, we do have a little in the air floating around. We'll have to keep an eye on that as we go through the course of the next several days. It's Tuesday. You know what that means. Rydell Car Talk Tuesday. And in the house, Paul and Jesse with sales. We're going to get that conversation started right about now on this KNOX afternoon. Mark Ewens, glad to be with you.
Trucking, got my chips cashed in, keep trucking, like the Doodah Man together, more or less in line, just keep trucking on.
1310 AM, 103.3, 107.9 KNOX FM, KNOXradio.com, on the app, oodles of way to get us, regardless of where you may be, to or fro. Car Talk Tuesday, a regular feature in the first half hour of a KNOX afternoon, Tuesday edition. So, like I say, we have some gentlemen from the sales department. So, if you two would like to go ahead and briefly introduce yourself.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, this is Jesse Monreal, and I've been with the dealership now for 7 years, and I'm from Gilby, North Dakota. I'm also going to claim McAllen, Texas. I've been out here. I was in the Army National Guard, so that kept me around, and now happy to be a part of the Rydell family.
Outstanding. Well, glad, and I'm glad to see you. I'm glad that you're in the studio with us today.
Hey, and I'm Paul Miller, sales manager at Rydell as well, and I'm local to the area. Been here since about 4 or 5 years old. Red River graduate. I've been with the Rydell Group about 5 years now, and it's been a pleasure to be with the company and find my way in sales too. So, thank you for having us, Mark.
All right, glad y'all are here. It's been a great show. We've had a lot of good questions, and you know the drill, folks. 775-5559. You can call or text to that number if you've got a question about sales in the house this week. So remember that. I know sometimes they'll get some cross-chat questions, and they might be able to direct you who to go to, but we're talking about sales at Rydell. So 775-5559 is the way you reach out to us on this absolutely stunning, beautiful Tuesday afternoon. Good to be here. So what's I guess I'll start things off and ask what's kind of the hot thing right now as far as the sales realm. What's going on that's keeping you the most busy?
Yeah, I mean, keeping us the most busy is making sure that we can give our guests the best experience possible and keeping it going, and for us, for Paul and I both being sales managers, we just really pride ourselves in making sure that we can take care of our guests as soon as they, inquire on a vehicle, walk through the door, anywhere through service, anything of that nature. But for sales, making sure that we're keeping the climate at 80 degrees when they come in there and having a good time. So right now we've been having a great month and obviously looking to continue to expand on that. And we have an awesome lease special on our Silverado Crew Cab 2025. So if you'd like to stop in and check them out, go for it. We have quite a bit in our inventory, and that's for $499 for North Dakota tax title licensing for $10K a year. So really nice vehicles, super versatile in the ways that they can provide so much for our guests.
There you go. A text to 775-5559. When will we see the 26th reverses hit the lot?
Probably the Traverses. I would assume.
Yeah. And it says reverses, so
yeah,
talk to text.
We're expecting fall time. We've already started to see the 2026 models come out in like Equinoxes and Terrains. I don't doubt that Traverses are right around the corner come the fall time here too. I believe they just started actually cutting off the builds for the 2025, so I would expect those to be probably 2-3 months out now here, so should be on the lot come fall time.
Outstanding. A texter to 775-5559. Are there rebates for EV chargers, and are chargers installed as a part of the sale of the vehicle?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I know that there are a bunch of rebates when it comes to the EVs themselves. And so if you were looking to upgrade your EV chargers too, there are definite options that you can upgrade to via, accessories. But these vehicles do come with the chargers with them on there. So just depending on if you want to upgrade there too, there are I want to say here in town as well, there are businesses that are set up to be able to come up to your home, take a look at the way your garage is set up, and then go ahead and either just plug in and make it super easy, or obviously provide you with some upgrades to get you set up perfectly.
Absolutely. There's been a lot of local options installed over the last couple of years too, to where if you've driven by Target, Menards, any local businesses, there's plenty of local chargers where you can just pay simply on an app on your phone, which is super cool. And usually these EVs have been leasing out pretty good for 2-3 years, so now would be a good time if you want to check them out, try them, experiment a little bit with the EV lifestyle, see if it's a fit for you. It'd be a great opportunity to do so.
And I know the battery technology has been getting more robust as time has gone on, because there have been, we've had these conversations about these very things, about especially with our cold weather up here. And it's a matter of the technology is going to be catching up and continue to evolve. So folks shouldn't be afraid about EVs and the cold weather up here.
100%. 100%. Yep.
Sure.
They've come a long ways in the last even just couple of years being on the marketplace too. So we're starting to see that. That was a big talking point, was the cold climate, how it's going to wear and tear on the battery. But over the last couple of years with kind of experimenting and research and development, GM has actually gone far above and beyond of what they used to be when they first came out.
Outstanding. 775-5559. You're on Car Talk with Paul and Jesse. Go ahead, caller.
Yes, got a question for Jesse. What extra fees are charged besides the price that a person agrees on? I was going to buy a red Corvette convertible from your store on Gateway Drive. We came to a price of $8,000. I had $8,000 in cash, but the salesman out there, a young guy, didn't want to take it. He wanted to add on all kinds of extras, And tell me, what kind of extra fees do you have to charge? You have to charge sales tax, license plates, and the $250
Documentation fee.
Yeah, doc fee. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah, maybe you can.
All right. Well, let them go ahead and thanks for the call. We'll let them go ahead and expand on that.
Yeah, no, perfect. So, yeah, that's essentially the case, right? You have the vehicle purchase price, and then you just have the sales tax, depending on the state that you're living in, to charge that accordingly, and then the licensing fee, and then your documentation fee. So you hit on all of them. The documentation fee is right just to make sure that we can provide you with the legal documents to purchase your vehicle, and then also the convenience of being able to store that information. So happen you need that down the road, we have it easy and available for you. We can send that to you via email, a PDF form. So super easy and convenient. But yeah, that's the only thing that's not included in that price, just because it can vary depending on where you live. But the documentation fee is there, again, just for convenience and keeping everything nice and organized for everybody.
Right. We also keep documents on file for, I believe it's 7 years, so it allows us to store your private information and keep it just that, private, and then dispose of that at the end of the 7 years too.
Yeah, for sure. And then in the licensing too, it's just convenient. So that way you don't have to go and purchase a vehicle, go to the DMV, and then register it. It's all nice and easy and convenient. All you have to do is purchase the vehicle, make sure you like it, and then obviously take a picture, a delivery picture with it, and then enjoy the vehicle. So you don't have to go anywhere else.
Gee, sounds like full service to me.
Absolutely. Try to make it nice and easy and convenient for everybody, for sure.
Absolutely is. Rydell's Car Talk Tuesday. We've got Paul and Jesse in studio. Sales we're talking today. A text to 775-5559 queries, why did they stop selling Buick?
That's a fantastic question. So we saw, to elaborate a little bit, about 2 years ago, they actually consolidated Buick dealerships, cut back probably about a third of the number of dealerships nationwide. So we experienced a lot of people from smaller towns, local to Grand Forks, coming in because their small town Buick dealer closed down. And then just recently, I believe the beginning of this year, they did the same thing. So I believe Buick is just trying to be more exclusive, sort of like Cadillac. I want to say there's only around 1,000 dealerships nationwide now for Buick. So they just significantly cut back, and it was a tough decision that higher up corporate in the company made. But it was a decision that we'd no longer carry Buicks. We still service them. We still do body work. We still sell them certified and even regularly pre-owned. We just no longer sell them brand new is the only change.
Okay, there you go. A text to 775-5559. What's new with Traverse from last year to this new year?
Yeah, it's going to be just essentially a whole new redesign on the exterior and interior. So If you've been following the Traverse line for years, you can always come to know that you're going to have a lot of accommodation when it comes to your comfort features, and of course just enhancing that in these new ones. So the display in the vehicle, when you're looking at it from the driver's seat, your instrument panels are going to be all digital, and if you look to the right, you have a beautiful display there as well. So that's all essentially been enhanced. The way that it looks on the exterior too, that's also come a long way as well. And then as far as interior room too, I mean, just a little bit more of the refinement that you're looking for when you're moving into your next vehicle as well. So one of the big things too that you might be seeing is going to be the change in the motor as well, right? So a little bit of that too, you end up getting some uncertainty just because it is something new to the vehicle. Mm-hmm. However, being that it's new, it shouldn't really be something that should keep people away just because the power is still there, the fuel efficiency is still there. So, I know it's maybe not the bigger number that you're seeing there, but I would, if you're skeptical or have anything about that, I would say come on in, take a look at it, take it out on the highway and see what you think, because it's all intended just to be more fuel efficient, still give you the same power, and if anything, it's increased in horsepower and also in torque. So I think if you do come by, you'll be really liking the new style too, just a little bit more of a sporty look to the vehicle, and those RS models are really sharp looking. I believe we have a few of them out on the lot too as far as pre-owned or incoming, and I think if you put your eyes on it, it's going to be hard to take your eyes off of it.
I think I'm there after work.
Let's go.
Rydell Car Talk Tuesday. You're listening to 1310 AM KNOX. Paul and Jesse from sales. A text to 775-5559. Tell us about the terrain. Seems like they are getting harder to find.
Yeah, I know we still have quite a few in stock, but they did a redesign. It seems like almost every make and model did a redesign the last couple of years. But GM absolutely killed it with the terrains. I was lucky enough to go down to a training in Vegas last fall when they unveiled the new interior design. So they have it's almost like an iPad screen. It's vertical. Looks super sweet. You have everything from not only your radio controls, but even your climate controls integrated into the infotainment too. So just like a lot of other vehicles, everything's going digital. You have a digital dash up front as well too. And then I think the thing that catches everyone's attention as well is just the more aggressive and sporty look. That seems to be the trend and the fad right now. So terrain followed closely alongside with that. And I think they're sharp looking vehicles too. They're very nice vehicles.
Yeah, and I just want to add too. So yeah, if you guys have seen them, kind of harder to come by, I would say drive by our lot or look online, rydellcars.com, just because we do have a good amount of vehicles on the ground for the terrains, and super sharp looking vehicles. And I do want to say thank you to the public because, given the success that we've had taking care of our guests, that helps out with our allocation and making sure that we can keep getting these vehicles in. So keep on stopping by, keep on purchasing, and we'll make sure that the experience stays at the highest that we can so we can make sure we have the inventory needed when you guys are ready to go.
Outstanding. 79 degrees outside on this beautiful Tuesday, the 24th of June at 3:19. Gorgeous day to get out and look at cars. 775-5559. You're on Rydell Car Talk. Go ahead, caller.
Hey, guys. We're in the advent of distracted driving that everybody can get tickets for texting while they drive. What is the sense, and I realize that they didn't buzz your tower asking how they should design the new terrain or, whatever we're putting out there. But with all these basically iPads in the center of the dash and stuff like this so that everything is digital, everything is touch screen, so you thus have to look away from the road to do anything in your car. What is the sense of doing this in these cars, and what are your thoughts on that? I'll hang up and listen. Thanks.
Interesting question.
Yeah, that's a fantastic question. Appreciate the call. It's super cool too because what else they're doing with technology is they actually have Google built into the vehicle to where you can do voice commands on your steering wheel, which some people might have that in their current vehicles. However, with Google, and you've seen advancements with AI and everything too, you can actually give the vehicle voice commands to send messages, turn your air down, turn your air up. Take you to a certain address, like say, take me to Rydell Cars, and it'll plug in navigation to where you actually don't even have to utilize the screen in the vehicle too. So in the event that you are driving, it's super nice that you can use those voice commands and tell the vehicle what you want it to do as well too.
Almost getting to the Jetsons realm. Soon you'll be able to
crazy.
plug an address in and let it self-drive you there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I just think that it just goes to the refinement from GM, just because to that point, there's just so many distractions that are coming on. But when it comes to driving, you definitely want to just keep your eyes on the road unless you have even Super Cruise, right, just to help out with your drive. But yeah, if a message does come through, right, you'll be notified and you can see it off to the screen there. But just by a click of a button there, you can respond to it if you like and make it nice and convenient to make sure you're staying up to date, keeping your eyes on the road at the same time, though.
Does it have the talk technology? Because even my old Samsung, I can set it up so when a text comes in, it automatically reads it. So is that something where you can have an audio text come in?
Yep. Yeah, for me, I personally use Apple CarPlay quite often.
Sure.
And so if I do see a message appear, I can just ask Siri to read the text message to me, reads it out, and then it, prompts would I like to reply, go ahead, and even if I butcher it, you can go ahead and do the edit, but the edit feature on there and go ahead and get it corrected. But yeah, no, with all the things that are coming up, again, shout out to GM. They've been making it nice and easy for all of our guests to drive these vehicles and then still be able to keep their eyes on the road.
There you go. A text to 775-5559. The 2025 Buick Envision gets 5 miles per gallon less than the 2018 Terrain. Okay.
Yeah, so the Enclave and Terrain, probably going to see a difference in the fuel efficiency just given the size of the vehicle, right? So if you're looking at the Enclave, a third-row vehicle, the Terrain's going to be your 5-seater. So a little bit different size motor. So the Terrain should be getting your better fuel efficiency. The Enclave being a little bit bigger of a vehicle, not quite the same.
Sure. Well, that makes perfect sense. It is all about weight and power
absolutely,
and torque,
sure.
train, the whole bit. Yeah. A text to 775-5559. I bought 2 cars recently, one at Rydell Honda, got a great deal and love the vehicle. Also purchased a vehicle at Rydell, and Mike Serlek, because I'm saying that right, was awesome to work with. Great experience. So there you go.
That's got to be our boy Mike Sturdich. Shout out to Mike Sturdich.
Okay.
He's been killing it.
Sturdich.
Young man coming out local to the area as well too, and he's been killing it too. But yeah, appreciate the kind words. I mean, it is always a big deal for us to hear that feedback and know that we're doing a good job. Like Jesse said, a big focus with the Rydell company is the guest comes first over anything. So we do a good job of taking care of our guests. That is something big we're embody in our day-to-day life, and as well as we're teaching the consultants as they're coming in as well too. So appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
Yeah, and apologies to Mike. I do see the T in there now.
It's okay.
Certain. Okay.
We'll make sure to pass that on. I'm actually his team lead, so I'll make sure I'll give him his kudos, and I greatly appreciate the feedback. Just because when we do have these younger sales consultants or sales consultants in our team, we just want to make sure that we're having fun and taking care of our guests. So we'll make sure that we continue to do our training and everything, so that way when you guys are looking, that these experiences is all that you are experiencing when purchasing a vehicle from us.
Outstanding. 775-5559. A texter says, why don't we see more HUDs on vehicles, the old head-up displays?
Oh, yeah. That's got to be one of my favorite features. I had it in my previous truck, went away from it, got a new lease, and didn't have it. And it's one of those things that once you don't have it, you don't realize how much you rely on it. But you'll see it on a lot of the higher end models for the Chevys, like the High Countries, for the GMCs, the Denali's. Some of the mid trims, you'll see them on like a technology package or as an add-on. I don't doubt that's going to be something that becomes more and more common as technology advances. Like you think of the backup camera that used to be an add-on feature about 10 years ago, and now it's standard in all vehicles across the board. So the whole point of that too is to keep your eyes on the road.
Sure.
For those of you that don't know what the head-up display is, it actually projects your speedometer onto the windshield of the vehicle. So it's super neat. That way you don't have to take your eyes off just looking down every once in a while to monitor your speed. But yeah, it'll probably be a standard feature here. Give it 5 or 10 years on these vehicles.
Yeah, for sure. And if you're looking for it and can't find it, just feel free to call us up at Rydell. Give us a call at Rydell, and we'll go ahead and make sure we set you up with the right trim level for it. Yep.
There you go. Another text to 775-5559. Why do you mainly have white and black colors on vehicles, and there are so many different colors, yet there are more white and black? So
yeah, I think our new car inventory manager would be able to speak to on it a little bit, more in detail. But I would just say it just tends to just be the generals, right, too. And then when these allocation periods come up, those are the ones that they can get to the dealership a lot quicker.
Sure.
But again, this isn't something that's new, right? We want to make sure that we can accommodate the public. So if you do find yourself looking for a different vehicle color than just black or white, if you come in, we can get you set up with a sales consultant to find you that vehicle, right? So thankfully for us being in business, we've got some really good trading partners that we're associated with, so we can make sure that we can get you the right vehicle at our dealership.
There you go. As our time draws short, a couple of texts to get to at 775-5559. Is it true that the 3.0 Duramax is or is going to be discontinued?
Ooh, that's a great question. I actually haven't heard of that. I personally drive the 3.0 Duramax. I've had it in my last couple pickups, And I love that motor, so I would be disheartened if that was the
me
case.
Too. This would be breaking news to me too.
Yeah.
But if you've had one, I'm sure you've seen the benefits with the fuel efficiency of them. And yeah, to Paul's point too, I've now got on my second diesel here, and I hope they don't discontinue it. So for right now, I would say I haven't heard anything. We have had reps that come in yet and breaking down information, but they haven't said anything on that end as far as those being discontinued.
I purchased a 2025 Buick, 5,000 miles on it, burned 2 quarts of oil in the first 2,000 miles. Is that normal?
I wouldn't say no, not normal. So for sure, again, if it is something that you just purchased here from us, obviously sorry for the inconvenience. Definitely stop on in with our service department. Let's get that taken care of. And when you're purchasing a new vehicle, you're definitely doing yourself the best. As far as the experience goes, to not have any issues with your vehicle. But as long as life continues, there's always going to be certain things that are going to need to be addressed. So if that's the case, definitely stop on in. Let's take a look at it and see what we got to do to make sure we can fix that for you.
All right, 775-5559. You're on with Paul and Jesse. Go ahead, please.
No, I just tuned in. Are these guys Ford or Chevy?
I'm sorry, one more time?
This is Rydell Chevrolet. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is Rydell Car Talk.
Car Talk. I got a Ford with a Triton, and I know you're Chevy, but I heard that I had heard last winter that you can't get the spark plugs out when it's time to change. You got to replace the head on that. And I got to turn the volume down. Well, my mechanic found out they didn't do that to 2005. They put an aluminum head on it. So then those spark plugs get caked up in there, and you can't get them out. And I was just upset thinking, what kind of an engineer in Detroit would invent such a thing like that?
Well, that's tough.
With metallurgy and but he got them out.
Good.
And he said that didn't change out till 2005, so I'm lucky. I just thought it's Car Talk.
Yeah, but it's the sales folks at Rydell's, but do appreciate that's rather interesting insight. So, and the mechanic guys have actually had questions along those lines in the past. So, and I'm sure we'll get to them again. Let's kind of blow through these right quick here. Purchased a 2025 Tahoe. How much depreciation when you drive off the lot?
Yeah, I think what it says is 25% when you drive off the lot. But, the other thing, too, is if you do find yourself looking for the upgrade, there are so many ways you can certainly just trade it in. Or if you find yourself looking at shorter trade cycles, maybe a lease would be the way to go about it. Just because then you're just purchasing and what you're using out of the vehicle, right? When you go to purchase it completely, you're purchasing everything that comes with that vehicle. So in order to put yourself in probably the best position, I would say, if you're looking to make sure that you're not ending up with depreciation, a lease would be perfect. You could do a 2-year lease, a 3-year lease, come back in. If there's equity in that vehicle, perfect. You can go ahead and utilize that. Otherwise, if it doesn't work out that way, go ahead and turn the vehicle back in and get another vehicle. So again, if depreciation is a concern, I think a lease would be a fantastic route to go.
There you go. Also, send kudos to a salesperson named Chuck.
Chuck, Jacob Charlie.
Yeah, Jacob Charlie.
Make sure to let him know as well.
Great buddy of ours. Yeah, we'll let him know.
All right. Thank you. What are the best lease specials currently for Chevrolet and Honda?
Fantastic question. I would say for sure for us, Jesse had mentioned earlier, we have a $499 lease special on the Turbo Max Silverados currently right now. I believe we do still have a few in stock. And that is for well-qualified credit, right? If you have questions about that on a low mileage lease, feel free to call in or get in touch with your favorite consultant at Rydell here. I also believe, I'm not super well versed in Hondas because we work over at the GM store, but I believe the CRVs have a lease special. I don't doubt there's marketing out there if you want to check out on our website. They should be able to display the lease special on that end as well, too.
Okay. Sure. All right, one last question before I cut you folks loose. Can the volume on the backup warning camera be turned down?
With all the settings that they have in there, if there was a particular model, I'm sure that there is a way to turn it down a little bit, at least because either if you have the warning sound, you usually have a haptic seat that could give you the same warning. So one way or the other, one of them should be able to be adjusted. Yeah,
it's probably that volume for a reason, though. That's usually a lot of research has gone into that because they figure it's us old deaf people that got to hear it. So
if you're uncertain about it, feel free to just stop on by, grab any of us. We're more than happy to check it out, and we'll learn together then.
There you go. Paul and Jesse, tell us how they can reach out and touch you and come and visit you.
Yeah, as far as online goes, rydellcars.com, or feel free to give us a call. Either me directly as your sales manager here at 701-757-6008. Give me a call and love to help in any way that I can.
Yeah, we do a lot of business through that digital doorway, a lot of remote business, especially after COVID. So online, you can feel free to shop from the comfort of your home, which is fantastic. And we also have a program called Rydell Delivers where we can bring the vehicle, paperwork, everything right to your front door. So essentially, you never have to stop in. You can also text in. A lot of our guests prefer the convenience of texting as well, too. I believe if you text our direct line at 701-772-7211, you can get in touch with us very easily. And then my direct line, would love to help out as well, is 701-757-6165.
All right. Paul, Jesse, thank you all for being out here on this Tuesday edition of Rydell Car Talk Sales Team.
Thank you for having us.
Absolutely grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
Outstanding.
Thank you for all the calls,
Great
guys.
show. All right.
Yep, appreciate it, guys.
All right. Canoex Afternoon. Mark Ewens